Jeez, it seems like forever since I made a video. You know how things can spiral sometimes? Like you say, you know what, I bet I can make my own shelves. Yeah, I can do that, no problem. Oh, and you know what? I bet I could tackle all sound and make sure that none of my equipment will accumulate any lint in this laundry room. And then things just kind of spiral, right? So that's kind of what's going on here. I'm going to include some footage. I'm not sure how well this is all going to turn out, but this is it. This is my answer to all my problems. Yeah, let's take a look. I'm going to take this down and remove the door, latch, whatever. It's a 3-latch system to make sure the door is uniformly sealed. Try to show some of this. So right here, this part of the door, it's going to go into this little guy right here, and it's just going to wedge in between it. The application of foam is falling off, but that's to be expected. This is all just trash stuff. I did all this for almost free or stuff I had already, so I'll brag about all that later and tell you how you can do it too. But for the most part, let's take this door off. Yeah, it's not exactly hinged on or anything. And what I'm gonna do is change one of these window screens that I found. The old people who own the house. Blech, man, I can't talk. I'm going to turn this into another filtering thing, but speaking of filtering, down here we have a square filter that is the exact same size of a box fan. Look at that. So I have only filtered air coming in, which is great. Got this whole scene, it's all sealed off, real nice. Zooming out, this is a lot of tools. Don't worry about this. This will all either be more computers or, I don't know, maybe something. Don't worry. So, over here, I'm sure you're all well and familiar with these guys. So everybody's just kind of moving in right now, finding their place. This is the... You'll see in the time-lapse video, but this is one side of the box spring right here, and this is the other side of the box spring. I've got a couple things hanging out on these shelves. Really great. Free box spring. Who knew? Could turn into, something so helpful. Speaking of helpful, look at this. I invented something called a sliding shelf mechanism or something like that. So I can slide this whole thing, and it's not gonna run off the rails here or over here. And if I go too far, something stops it over there. Very handy in case I need to get in here and do whatever. I'm not really sold on these being side by side. I could easily fit another computer in here, so I'm probably just gonna attach these to the back or just float them on the bottom or something. I'll figure something out, but either way, pretty cool. Electrical's no problem. The internet, oh man, the internet is a whole nother beast. Like, I got new fiber and I got over the 2 gigs and it's fast, but the ISP does not want to share that connection with anything except for you. You're the only one that can survive. Everything else will get on the network and get kicked off 10 seconds later. Maddening. Speaking of maddening, let's take a tour of the rest of the place. As you'll see in the time-lapse video, this is pallets. Yeah. So I went as stingy as possible. So reinforce the other side of this plywood wall with pallet wood, and there's pallet wood that's been depalletized. And there's rock wool insulation on sound insulation on the other side of this fireproofing stuff, which yeah, anyways, I still want to put some pallet wood or something over on top of this just to add a little more ceiling goodness. And of course, this is going to be the overall extraction for hot air. And this guy is going to, well, let's see, I haven't done it yet, but this whole area is going to be, I guess, just playing around with the CMP cards. I mean, I've got mine or do it unplugged, gotta get that sorted out, but I do want all my racks or whatever kind of weird things I got, I want them all to be in an enclosure that can just have the air evacuated independently of the rest of the room. And boy, does it get kind of hot in here. Like I took plenty of time going over every square little inch with vent tape to try to make this as lint free as possible. And yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I just got so frustrated when in the prior space, I did not have enough room to set up any more computers, and since I need to move to rentals now, which I hear I'm really good at timing on this whole rental thing. I hear I'm going to corner the market with and I'm going to get rich. So yeah, so that's what I got. Going right here. What was I going to rent out? Well, I got, there's my 4090, and it's comparably equipped. It's got it's got 64 gigs of memory, and that had been doing good on Salad, but woohoo! Nothing lately. My gosh, Salad is not too cool. So, what was kind of cool was, while I'm kind of organizing all this stuff and trying to figure out like what I compare with what to get the maximum, like, ooh, I want that computer, that's the one I want, that's got all the goods for the rental, I figured out that I actually had 128 gigs of RGB RAM for the AM4 platform. So I actually had a lot of RAM. I'm like, that's awesome. That's enough for, like, I don't know, 5090s. So I could put one here, and I could put one here, because this motherboard is a really good one. It's got two PCIe 4.0 slots, and the 5900 is no slouch. It's got plenty of threads to be able to adequately, whatever the stuff, and with all that juicy and colorful RAM, just looking so pretty. Who wouldn't want to rent this? But internet issues, and my good buddy Andy was like, dude, everyone's gonna laugh at you if you show up to the party with a 5900X. Like, everyone's gonna laugh at you. You're gonna think that you told a joke and that everyone thinks you're really funny, but it's really that they're looking at you and they're laughing at you, and they don't like you. And really hurt to hear that. Really hurt to hear, Andy. So that's what you word for it. Okay. I'll at least get PCIe 5.0. Okay, I'll at least get that. Maybe quad channel memory. Would that be okay, Andy? Would quad channel memory be good to rent? To make friends, to get rich on this rental stuff? Okay, I'm willing to give it a try. Let's do it. Well, I was gonna bring out the real nice camera and do this. Use my nice lenses and stuff. Even use an external microphone so you can hear me really well. And you leave the room for. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you leave the room for a minute and. Thing that was barking, Sadie. Yeah, she decided she didn't like my microphone. So, let's go say hi to her. Puppy, why'd you chew up my microphone? I can't stay mad at you. Look at your little face. Oh, give me kisses. Oh, thank you, Sadie. It was my fault. I never should have had a microphone. You're right, Sadie. It was you had to chew on it to let me know that you were thinking about me and that I should have been petting you instead of playing with microphones. I understand. You're such a good girl. Hey, Jackie. He's like, man, we're buds. I wouldn't do that. I know that. I know. Oh, you're so cute. I can't stand it. Bye, Sadie.